Hello everyone, my name is Nick Vila and I'm a systems engineer here with Red River. In this video, we'll be learning a little bit more about Amazon CloudWatch and providing some helpful how-to tips for anyone who may be new to AWS or anyone who might already be familiar with the platform but might be looking for some other ideas or helpful information in their cloud journey.
Looking at resource health from the CloudWatch service, what we're going to do is we're going to go to the CloudWatch service, landing here on the main console interface. On the left-hand side, there's going to be an option called Resource Health. Now, if we select that, it's going to bring us to a menu that looks sort of like this, and yours may look slightly different depending on how many EC2 instances you have. But what's really nice about this is right here from the default view, it gives you a kind of a visual map of all of your EC2 instances that are running, any that are stopped, any that might have a failure. And as you can see here, I've got quite a few, but they're showing as green squares. EC2 instances that are getting no status data, which are most likely stopped, are showing just kind of no color at all, just white. And then any kind of have a failed status check are showing red. So this is one way you can kind of get an idea of, hey, let me look at all my EC2 instances in one quick map and just see what's what. Looking at the status check, when we're selecting the color by option here, we can drop this down and we can filter the list on CPU utilization. So selecting this, now you get a slightly different view. And as you can see over here, I have a chart that kind of goes over the different CPU utilization metrics. As here I can see in my 0 to 25%, most of my instances are relying, but I might have some in the 25 to 50%, which is the light gray, or some in the 50 to 75%. And you can select, clicking on it, it will tell you information about the instance. As you can see here in my view, I'm looking at the instance here that I just clicked on from the darker gray square. It's a 67% CPU utilization. Up in the top left, it'll tell you the instance ID and the instance name if there's a name tag for that instance. You can also have an option to go straight to viewing in the dashboard or viewing in EC2. So you can kind of go straight to the EC2 console looking at the instance, or go to the dashboard and go right to the EC2 dashboard. As you can see here, it'll take you into the dashboard for that EC2, which now kind of gives me a more CloudWatch metric style. But as you can see from here, I'm able to kind of look at some more metrics that come up right from the EC2 instance. And I can come back down and I can look at my block again, right back to my map, where I can maybe say, okay, this looks okay, but let's take a look at what's going on with the red one here, and I can select that, get an idea of the EC2 instance, and view that in the dashboard. And I can now switch the dashboard to that instance that now is my concern, where I have a higher CPU utilization. I can take a look at some of the other network information and some of the other metrics that I might be able to pull just from this. This is just one of the few ways that you can utilize the resource health option in CloudWatch and get a very good view over what's actually happening and look at everything kind of all at once and with your EC2 instances. It's similar to the dashboard where you can see a single pane of glass and kind of see all of the resources in that specific service category. You can get an idea of all of your EC2 instances laid out in a couple different views. One being more of a mapped view where you can get a visual representation and color coding of all of your EC2 compute resources in one screen, or you can even list the EC2 instances where you can filter them based on CPU utilization. So for instance, if there was a certain servers that I wanted to see, I wanted to get an idea of every server that might be running higher than a 75% CPU utilization rate, I can look at one screen and pinpoint every single one of the servers that are doing that. Then I can select on that item and drill down into that specific server.
Thank you for taking the time to learn a little bit more about some of the many features of Amazon CloudWatch in this how-to video series. I hope these videos have provided you some useful information and new ideas, or maybe it was a good refresher for some of the features within the CloudWatch service. If you would like to learn a little bit more about Amazon CloudWatch, please feel free to reach out to us here at Red River. Thank you.